Interesting. No passengers, no backseat drivers. We're all in the front driver's seat together.
Stacked on top of each other like a totem.
We are.
This isn't the Succ podcast. It's just 3 Succ co-hosts stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat.
I don't trust like that. Yeah. I like the Philo knives.
I like Philo knives.
Philo knives is great. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to punch that up, Phil. Good job.
Hey, I'm coming out hot. I've been on the bench for a few weeks. You know, I can't show up without the good stuff. You know. But you know, speaking of which, there's been a lot happened since I've been on the show. Ashley, you moved to New York City. Is this I'm seeing your new apartment?
Yeah.
Right now?
Do you like my staircase?
I do. And is there like a taxidermy on the wall back there?
Oh yeah, you didn't know? I'm a stereotype. I collect taxidermy. I've got like a stuffed pheasant and a goat head and stuff like that. Yeah.
Dang, a pheasant?
Yeah.
Stuffed pheasant?
Yeah, he's right here. Hold on. You want to see him?
Yeah.
Of
course.
Everybody wants to see this.
Stuffed pheasants.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stuffed grouse?
I got him for $20 at a flea market, worth every penny.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
This is like a whole thing. I didn't know this. Like, you're into taxidermy wherever you can find it. You're just like, hell yeah, this is going in my collection.
Yeah, I like taxidermy. I collect vintage gas masks too. So I've got like 7 gas masks, but
Nice.
and a chainsaw.
What do you do with what do you do with the gas mask?
I just look at them. I'm like,
Oh.
That's neat. I hang it on my shelf, and I go, that's a cool thing that I have.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's good. Yeah, it's good to look at a cool thing.
Right. It makes me feel nice.
Like, right, exactly. And like some people can get that from like a poster or whatever.
Right. And that's the thing too, because like there's a level of versatility, I feel like, when it comes to gas masks. Like I've got filters. Like if shit goes down for whatever reason, I've got gas masks.
You've got one for every day of the week.
Exactly. I switch them out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Gas mask versatility. I remember back in the day, at some point, I think it was in high school, I made a bong out of a gas mask.
Everybody's like, can I have one to make a bong out of? And I'm like, no.
Such a bad idea.
That shit is terrifying. Have you ever used one of those?
No.
Yeah.
That shit's terrifying.
Yeah, but
it's bad.
It's like when you're, you know, I don't know. It's like you absolutely feel like you're gonna suffocate way before, you know, it feels like it was worth it.
Those things are airtight. The only thing that's going into the airtight thing is marijuana.
Yeah.
That I would be so claustrophobic. That sounds awful.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of suffocating yourself with weed. I mean,
yeah, it's scary. It's very scary.
This is how it goes down. Every time I've ever done it or seen someone do it, they take it, they get the bowl lit up, and then the very first quote unquote hit, you know, immediately they're like taking the thing off, like, because otherwise they're gonna die. I mean, it's just it's just how it goes.
There's no reason for that. Just smoke regular.
Have you made a bong out of any of your taxidermy? Because that's a whole nother level.
I would.
She just said smoke regular, Phil.
I mean, if someone wants to come over and figure out how to do that, I'm more okay with that than like. Because like one of my gas masks is like a child's gas mask from World War II, like mint condition. And they're like, can I turn that into a bong? I'm like, no.
Absolutely
not. The $20 pheasant, though, have at it.
There we go. Yeah.
As long as it's not a grouse.
Right, exactly.
Mentioned the grouse, and I was gonna say that's
mm-hmm.
Here.
Whenever I get on the birds, I have to bring up a grouse, just because I just love to say the word grouse. I mean, just say it.
Yeah,
grouse.
Great word to say, grouse.
Grouse. Y'all got any grouse in here? Imagine going to the meat counter at your groceries. Y'all got any grouse today? Excuse me, sir. What?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have any wild grouse. Okay.
I'll take the pheasant.
Well, in other news, I think it's been 3 weeks since I've been on the show. I haven't been here because I can't remember what happened the week before. It was something not fun. And then the week after, I went on vacation, which was great, which led into last week where I got COVID-19.
Also
COVID,
not fun.
COVID-20,
You've had
I
it
think.
19 times?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've actually not had it at all, which is the weird part. In the 2+ years that we've dealt with this, I managed to not get it. But, I dropped my guard, flew to Florida of all places, and, I didn't wear a mask because you didn't have to anymore. I thought, hey, great, we're doing great. I don't want to wear this mask. But in my defense, I was...
Especially in Florida, where... sorry, in your defense.
Oh, well, no, you're right. I mean, going to Florida for sure, is a sus. But, like, the actual Florida part of it was a very small airport. I had to go through Dallas to get there, and I think that's probably why I got it.
I got it. You got COVID in Florida? You got Floridian COVID?
I don't know where I got it. I know that I came back from my Florida vacation, and so I got back on a Sunday. I had symptoms on Wednesday, and I tested Thursday morning, and it was positive. And that day I just that was the day I called out of work and all the shit. But it's really not been that bad beyond the first day or something. But I don't know, man. It's just like having kids and having COVID is just a clusterfuck. Like we tried to divide our family for it's been a week. It's been more than a week. What is today? Thursday. So it's been just over a week where we started, where I was trying to be alone. Then my daughter got it. So then it was like, okay, me and Goldie are divided. And then now today my wife tested positive. So we're just like, Jesus Christ, man.
Because everybody's going to get it.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
just
putting...
Kindle is the only one that's left,
Well, before that happens, we're going to put a circle of ashes or whatever around your house, that keeps COVID from getting in there. I don't know why you haven't done it yet, personally, but
that's what you do. Just mask and hand sanitizer all around your house.
Yeah. Borrow some of Ashley's gas masks.
And wear those.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have wore those on the plane for sure. I got to say, don't go on vacation with 2 young kids, a toddler and a baby, man. That shit is hard as hell. This shit was so hard. It almost broke me.
I can't imagine.
But it was nice to be on vacation, and I was a little disappointed I didn't get to record with y'all because I feel like that's a tradition, is that somebody... If you're in Florida, you do the podcast.
Right.
the owner's lounge, is that what it was called? I can't remember now.
Yep.
Where I was broadcasting with y'all from Florida last time. That was great.
And I mean, Florida in general, I think is kind of the owner's lounge of country. And
Florida is the owner's lounge of the country.
I don't have the mental gymnastics to make that work. I don't have evidence for it, but
we're gonna go with it.
Connect the dots.
Willow says it is, so
nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I guess we could just get right into there's a bunch of stuff on the show notes. It's extremely random stuff going on here. I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll just get this one out of the way because I know Willow may not be able to tolerate this conversation at all. But sweeping the internet, I think sourced first from TikTok, is the craze called vabbing.
Yeah.
Whereas they're using vaginal juices as perfume, basically, if I understand correctly.
Why? Yeah. I just want to know why. Where is the science behind any of this? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's so disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, I think some people might like those odors. Personally, I guess the flip side of this is they're also talking about Cumlogne, as cologne. Coming
on yourself. Coming on yourself is supposed to attract women.
Well, I guess not just coming on yourself, but because dudes come on themselves all the time.
Wait, do they?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they're very lazy, just masturbate on their
just
belly
rub it in.
Just kind of wipe it a little and go on about their business.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Why? I mean, why do you think? No, I don't know.
Why do you think men are?
Why do you think Donald Trump? Sorry.
Why do you think men are so sticky all the time, Ashley? That's why they just come on themselves constantly.
I think it is true, though. I mean, men are very bad about personal hygiene.
Yeah.
The grossest of the people in the male population, I'm sure, have come smears on them that they didn't take care of.
Or like a little pool in the here.
Well, okay. So
Ashley's face.
So like there was this girl who was a traveler, and travelers don't shower very often, but she had a very pungent vaginal odor to her, and the only thing it really did was dogs seemed to like her more. And she was in the house, like, she didn't smell good. It wasn't more attractive to me that she reeked of vaginal fluids. So, like, that's what I don't understand. Like, is it like the pheromones that they're trying to like tap into?
I would imagine so. I mean,
that's the
my
impression
guess.
I got from the couple seconds that I spent being able to tolerate any of it.
I'm so sorry. Willow's already just very over it.
But yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like, you can't just. I feel like that the problem is, man, this is gonna sound boomery, I guess, but like the way TikTok works and like the things you're rewarded for, I feel like people are just coming up with new shit all the time now, and they most of it is like shrouded in, or like most of it is like disguised as like wellness or self-help stuff or whatever. So like we're probably just gonna keep getting an escalation of Vabbing, Cumlogne.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, shout out to Matt. Matt's not here tonight, but Matt did make a meme of whatever the anime is where the guy's looking at a butterfly and he dressed the person up and said, I think the thing below was like the person was supposed to be neurodivergent. And they're looking at the butterfly and it says any human behavior and it says, is this,
dipping your fingers in your pussy and then rubbing it behind your ears is definitely, I mean, I guess that would qualify as neurodivergent. I don't know anymore.
Actually,
I mean, it depends how many other TikTokers are doing it. No? Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm just deciding this is a TikTok.
It is, though.
It is now.
Yeah, the meme that went around was a screenshot from TikTok. I mean, you can always tell.
That might be
the
where
font, is absolutely. I don't get it. I don't get it. In defense, I mean, this is going to be a very embarrassing story to tell, but I'm already in it now. I'll try to leave out as many specific details, but there was definitely a time in my life.
I can't fucking wait, Phil.
Early on in my sex life, so that it was a very exciting thing that it had happened. I remember going to work the next day. I don't think I had taken a shower. I think I was that, like I said, very low hygiene type of guy. Did a hooer bath, in the sink or whatever, but still had, smells and stuff all over me. And I remember driving to work, my hands are on the steering wheel. I'm like, oh damn, I can still smell some pussy on my hands right now. This is not bad, this is not bad.
But I get that. That's contextual though, because you had a good time with a nice person the night before. You got laid.
Something to remember them by.
Right, exactly. You're not just like, I'm not in line at the bank and then get a whiff of pussy. You know what I mean?
I think you nailed it. No, I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Like, God.
That's the big difference. And I don't know if there's some way that you can get the juice at the right time, that it was part.
Never say that again. Never say that again. Okay, say it one more time.
No, what? Okay, well, let me at least further explain.
Okay.
Just dipping your fingers in yourself at any old time seems like there's a wide range of things.
There's a cycle.
But if you were to perhaps dip during a fun, good time, maybe that's when you get the right pheromones and everything. That if you
when you're all horned up.
Which I don't know how that would work for, this circumstances. Seems like you don't need to do this if you've got that circumstance on your hand.
Right? Exactly. Well,
that's what we're calling it now, is the circumstance.
Yeah.
I prefer that.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I got some circumstances. Don't worry about that.
Maybe when you're ovulating.
Getting circumcised.
I wish superheroes. You know how so many superhero shows and shit. They if they have an alter ego superhero, they just make some bullshit. I gotta go. I got a reason. What if they say I got circumstances? Got some pussy weight.
I got some pussy weight now.
Superhero suit on.
God damn it.
All right, we'll let that one go. It's time. I mean, it's run its course. I know I tend to bring like the stuff to the show that's been way too viral for too long. But speaking of,
I don't know.
Viral,
I mean, I think that's only been.
It's only been a couple days.
It only seemed like a few days to me. I think we're good.
Maybe. You never know. You know, the circles these travel in. Sometimes it's new to us and it's been around, but I did
by
want
the
to bring
time
up
this drops
subject.
Monday, we'll be on the wrong side of history. But sorry.
That's the problem. But in viral memes, we brought up Matt's. I wanted to bring up Ashley's because you had one about metalheads.
Finally, dude, like
really good.
I've been
1,000 shares.
I've been bombing my dick off for some reason. Like the last like six months, I started to bomb real bad when it started meds, and I was like, oh no, I can't be funny anymore. But
I know the feeling.
Yeah, no, and it's I was just talking about how because I grew up with metalheads, and I was just talking about Eddie Munson and how like everybody, including Doja Cat, I don't know if we want to touch on that, is all horny for Eddie Munson, the weird, the very normal looking metalhead guy.
In the show, I mean,
he's very cute and charming
in the show.
There is something about that whole look and the whole attitude and everything that works. I don't know what it is.
They did a good job with Eddie. I want to say Eddie Munster every time. Somebody else said that online. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought when you first see, I don't know if y'all watched the show or not. I don't want to get.
I haven't watched the new season yet.
Okay. Well, then I'll keep this on a surface level, but like he's a new character on this season, and when you first see him, I think you're supposed to kind of hate him, and they do that classic pivot where it's like you hate him, but that's just a setup to love him, and
like the other bully guy who you fell in love with from the other seasons.
Steve.
Okay.
I think his name is Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Wrong, I started to think that he was adorable eventually. Yeah.
He's all right. I mean, actors do a great job of acting like people that, you know, we either love or hate based on what the script dictates. So I'll give them credit for that. But I did want to talk about the gatekeeping going on. The Kate Bush thing has already come and gone so far now that's fine. We don't even have to touch on that. But like, I guess Metallica was the Eddie moment in the show where he's playing Metallica to scare away these crazy supernatural bats or whatever. And now people are trying to be like,
I literally just watched that like 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That moment.
It's a cool scene. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I'm not a fan of Metallica ever. Never have been a fan of Metallica.
We talked about we touched on cop metal last episode and how Metallica is just cop metal. Like that's
yeah. Unfortunately for the parts of their discography that are actually great, they do sort of get overshadowed by the latter day cop metal.
I just
do
think
Napster.
It's so funny.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. There it is. And most people wouldn't remember that moment. That's 20 plus years ago when Napster was a thing that people hated, and it's come full circle now, right? Like now it's like Spotify is Napster, and we all love it or hate it, I guess.
Yeah,
but I do think it's very funny to watch people gatekeeping anything, especially something as shitty as Metallica. It's like imagine if like Sublime had a song in Stranger Things, and kids are like, "Oh my god, have you heard this song? What I Got? This shit is fucking
all
amazing.
I've ever known is Sublime with Rome." What is this? He can play the guitar like motherfucking Riot.
Oh my god!
Wow.
But can you imagine like the chuds online trying to be like, these fucking idiots like don't know anything about Sublime. They think Sublime with Rome is so fucking cool. They don't know anything about Brad. Like,
what do they know about 40 ounces to freedom? They've never even.
I'm trying. I am digging in my brain for any lyric from Sublime, and I can't. I
know way too many that I don't want to know anymore.
Maybe somebody practiced Santeria.
There you go.
Oh man, I ain't got no crystal ball. There you go. There's one. I did it.
I'm not gonna sing any of them because it comes from a weird place. I remember being, God, I have to think about the math here. I think I was in 6th grade, and the song "What I Got" came on the radio. I remember that was the first time I'd ever heard Sublime, and I was fucking really into it. And I was I remember talking to this dude in my class, Jim Evans, and we were like, "Have you heard this song, What I Got? This shit is amazing." We didn't say this shit is amazing. We were in 6th grade. We were like, "This song is great." And we were like, "Okay, when you get home, you call the radio station and we'll both request it." So they play it. Like if they're not gonna play it fucking twice an hour anyway.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Well, I will say,
that 6th grade was a great time to get into Sublime and 311.
Yeah, and I don't want to shit on Sublime. It's like, okay, I do want to shit on Sublime, but
don't shit on Sublime because Rome of Sublime just became a fan of the podcast, so
that's
we don't want to mess that
up. Going on Rome?
Hell yeah, Rome. Commenting confusedly.
Apparently Rome follows Matt now on Instagram, which is bizarre. I don't understand. But no, go ahead and shit on Sublime. We live in the time of
every once in a while, like I'll be out and I'll be about, and like one of the Sublime's better songs will come on, and I'll be like, okay, this is all right. Like I would never go out of my way to like listen to Sublime like on purpose, but every once in a while, it's not so bad to hear a Sublime song.
Yeah,
nostalgia.
I appreciate that era of music, which, you know, I don't know that it could ever be done again. I don't think anybody could really ever appreciate it now. But, you know, it was the era of like all alternative rock before, like, you know, mud alternative rock became a thing. Butt rock. There we go.
Yeah. Before the students of Alice in Chains, I think.
Yeah.
Really.
But like Incubus and Sublime. And that weird, like, you know, for some reason the band had a DJ and for no good reason, and they just be like, Errol.
You legally had to have a DJ if you wanted to be a rock band on MTV Spring Break.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're just standing there.
Good point. No, I like the random scratches that would just randomly appear. And that's it. That's the whole delay
pedal on it.
That's the whole reason the DJ's there, just for the and that's and they could just leave. That's great. I love that.
We respect DJ Scribble.
Mm-hmm.
What we're saying.
Well, I guess also at the same time, I was thinking about how the BC Boys were still kind of relevant. You know, like they had like hit. I don't know if it was their peak, but they were about to become eclipsed by anything else. They would not be interesting or relevant again after like the early 2000s. But that time, that's what I think of BC Boys and Incubus, Sublime.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was the tail end of Beastie Boys. You got like the Hello Nasty with the Intergalactic was like one of their biggest hits of all time, and they just sort of like.
Why is that song such a big hit? I don't know. I was just thinking about
because no one had ever heard Vocoder. At that point, I think their brand of fans, which was like me, as like a 12-year-old or whatever.
Holy fucking shit, this is cool. I get it now. I get it. It's like when Sublime had the samples on it. You're like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
This is like a dude with the acoustic guitar, and then it goes like, and you're like, damn, how did they do? Because they had the DJ in the band, right?
Not just one thing.
They got DJs in the band, bro. Have you heard this? Oh man. Well, speaking of Intergalactic Planetary, I did want to bring this up because I have not had my own live stream for many months now. Unfortunately, I had to retire mornings with Phil. But at the time that I was doing that show, we loved to celebrate the James Webb telescope. It was going up.
James Webb telescope.
It's ready to launch.
Wicka.
Should have had a DJ in the band. But thank you, Willow, for summing it up perfectly. I did make a song about the James Webb Telescope before it even went into outer space, and now it's out there, and it sent its first picture back to us. It sent us all these sparkly dots. It looks like you just press on your eyeballs real hard, and then you started seeing all that shit. But it's crazy, man. I love the Hubble telescope. I guess is kind of like obsolete now, but this is the new version of it.
I feel really bad because they're doing all these like side by sides with the Hubble and the James Webb, the same sections of sky or whatever. And I think there's like an app or something that'll just like you can slide across and like just really pinpoint all the ways that the James Webb telescope is like trouncing the fucking Hubble images.
Wow. So Facebook, NASA has recreated Facebook, the original Facebook for intergalactic telescopes. As hot or not, Sorry,
Absolutely.
Hubble, you're getting shit on.
Yeah, it's very sad because Hubble's done so much for us. But those fucking James Webb telescope images, I'm not even like that much of a space person. I used to kind of have way more of an interest in it, but now it's just sort of like, oh, I like that exists. I'm glad those people are doing what they're doing. But like when I looked at that first complete image there of the little section of the all those fucking galaxies in that tiny little like viewing area, like I did cry a lot.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I was also really, really high. But like, just
but of course,
actually being able to see, like a detailed like galaxy right here and then all these other it really is breathtaking. But
no, I get it. I feel like being extremely high is the right frame of mind to be overwhelmed with happy tears by the scope of existence, because normally if I look at all that shit I become terrified, just like the ocean, man. I just like
understandable.
Both of those things, if I think too hard about it, I become like deeply terrified of the
fuck the ocean. I hate the ocean. Humans should never go there. We don't belong there. It's a bad place. So
swim normal
as well. Yes, exactly. Like when people are just like
breathe normal. What the fuck, scuba? That's some weird kink,
yeah.
right? I mean, putting tubes in your mouth and
swimming with sharks and shit. I don't feel bad for those people when it goes awry. I don't. You don't.
You asked for that.
You're a land dwelling animal. Stay that way. But space. I'm stoked about, and I want to go there. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
It'll never happen because we're on planet Earth and we're arguing about like if the ice caps are even melting or not, and what constitutes a concentration camp, and all this other stupid bullshit. So I'm never going to get to space, but I think it would be cool to maybe one day visit one of those galaxies.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That used to be one of the saddest things for me, like growing up, was knowing like I'm not on a trajectory to go to space.
No,
that sucked.
Yeah,
but
people can't figure out.
Good to know it's out.
People can't figure out three-way stops. We're never going to get there. It's just not going to happen for us.
But at the same time, that's what's so beautiful about seeing these things so clearly right now. Is it's confirmation that there is more than the anti there's more than forced birth and like anti-trans whatever's going on in this country. There's more than global conflicts, like the constant like the Soviets are going to be back bullshit that people want to peddle. Like there's more than all that, and it's out there, and I may never get to touch it or see it, but it's nice to know it's there.
No, I don't
we
think
definitely know it's there.
We won't get to none of it. Not even close. I mean, we're babies,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you all remember when Elon Musk tried to make indentured servitude in space? You guys remember
exactly.
this?
It's been about 10 too many Elon scandals for me to be retaining that one. I think.
So he guaranteed transport to Mars if you were willing to work off the amount of money the trip cost.
If you were willing to be impregnated as an employee of SpaceX.
Indentured servitude is exactly what it is. So, like, I wish that it happened before, and then there was like a space rebellion, and then we could maybe hijack some of Elon's bullshit. I mean, it's never going to happen because he's an idiot and he doesn't understand anything about anything.
Well, yeah, he's just full of shit is all. I mean,
I think he's promising at this point to release a robot by the end of this year that'll, like a real robot.
It's not. He can't.
Oh, he's just full of shit.
He's just releasing cums into women everywhere all over the planet. That's the most that
maybe
doing.
He's coming in the robots too. Maybe that's his secret,
That would be preferred, honestly.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, could you please just come in your robots or on your belly and just rub it in?
Cumlogne.
He's finally invented a way to get rid of your sticky belly cum, and that's to rub it on this weird robot that soaks it up through the belly.
A cum vacuum? He developed a cum vacuum.
Well, he calls it a vacuum.
A vacuum.
You just take a U out and you're good to go.
God damn it. Fucking hell, Willow.
Or a cum cume might be better, though.
That sounds
We're
cute.
sacrificing the...
I mean, every vacuum is a cum cume if you're brave enough. So just, shout out to Chancey White on Facebook who loves to tout the vacuum and olive oil date nights.
That guy is the ISIS of pussy, I swear to God. I can't follow him. I don't know, but it feels right, doesn't it?
Shout out Chancey Wright.
Love you, Chancey Wright, but Jesus Christ, man.
We do love you, but you
horny,
are the ISIS of pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And vacuums, apparently. And olive oil.
I don't know. I'm done.
I'm glad we could get the shout outs in this week. I like that. I was just going to touch on, before we move off that subject about the outer space and everything, there was some tweet I saw about all these billionaires who want to go to space. And there was a woman tweeting about how her husband is part of NASA, flight control or whatever you call it. And how when he had to work from home during the pandemic, she would overhear all the stuff that they went through to keep the people alive and okay on the space station. And she was like, look, none of these fuckers are going to make it in outer space. Like, it takes so much work, tedious minutia, and like, a room full of people at all times to keep, these whatever amount of people on the space station alive. And then the people on the space station have to like do weird things to take a shit and eat and
wash their hair.
They have to exercise and crazy regimens just so their bones don't degrade. And I don't know. I found it kind of nice in a weird way that, these dudes, they're not on that level. Like,
they're never.
It's comforting to know
they would
that
suffer
after,
greatly in space.
Yeah, after 18 hours, Jeff Bezos' head would explode.
Sucking lasagna mush out of a bag? Yeah, right. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, wow. Well, something else on the show notes that relates to... you know what? I was going to try to stretch it, but I'll go for there's a real clear transition here. Apparently Elon Musk's father, I can't remember his name now, Errol Musk or something like that, which is strangely similar.
Oh yeah,
that's this man. That is it? Okay.
I maybe not, but it's definite for me. That's definitely
it is now.
It works. Okay. Yep. But apparently Elon Musk's father has raised more than has had a child with his stepdaughter, who this man has apparently raised since she was 4 years old, and they are now they've announced that they're having a baby. It's their second baby though, which is special. What's with the Musks, man? They just come on all the wrong places.
Just coming in all the wrong places. He also had to throw in some quote about we were put on this earth to reproduce and prosper, or whatever horrifying shit.
Who said that? Errol.
Errol.
Okay.
Mr. Daddy Musk. Daddy
Musk.
My favorite cologne. Come on, put on. Let me put on some Daddy Musk. Give me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
God.
Sorry.
If you get the right batch of Daddy Musk, you can impregnate yourself. But that is truly. How do you do that?
I don't understand.
I guess if the lens is already on you, you just have to make it as bad as possible, right?
What do you
need to?
What do you mean?
I mean, like reducing it to we were put on this earth to reproduce, which is just a hideous, icky. That does make the whole thing so much worse, and it's like you can't make that worse.
No.
Yeah, the context is really bothersome, right? Like, okay, let's give him that, right? Let's say, okay, yeah, we're here to reproduce. Why you got to do it with your stepdaughter? Why do you have to do it with somebody who you married their mother and raised them up? Like, that just seems.
Because he was,
right.
He was horny for her when she was a little girl, probably, and then he waited.
Man,
terrible.
I wish there was a term for that hadn't been co-opted by the right wing to just mean queer. Like
what term are you
G word to? That like like something you do to your hair too. Yeah, grooming. I think used to actually have a definition, and that was it.
Yeah,
raising a child from the age of
4. Imagine knowing someone at 4 and then being like, and then just, like, that's some next level fucked up shit to me, man. I can't. That's so gross.
This is so frustrating to me because I feel like the community, whatever you want to call it, the group that we kind of exist in is very diverse, in that I know a lot of cool people, funny people that participate in the same kind of online shenanigans that our parents, and then all the way to the other end of the spectrum, the people that are not, for a multitude of reasons, all valid, that some people don't want to have them, some people can't have them, some people that's just, but like for the people on the side that are trying to be good parents, like this is the worst kind of publicity, or the worst kind of messaging for we're put on this planet to reproduce. Like, well, to some degree, yes, we have this like biological, genetic drive to do that. Of course, it doesn't define us. I mean, we're somewhere in between, animals and gods or something. I don't know, but men and women and theys and thems are all capable of doing a lot of things on this planet, and it's just so bizarre to me that I don't know how to interpret somebody who thinks this way about, procreating, that thinks about the furthering of life, because it is necessary. Like, whether you like people that have kids or not, like, we're all here because somebody decided to do that, right? And you can hate your life and you can hate existing, and yet still you're here. And so you have some weird sort of, I don't want to say gratitude, or some kind of strange debt to being alive
while you're stuck here. Just try to enjoy the limited time that you have in whatever way you want to enjoy, as long as you're not hurting anybody. And like, it's a weird thing for me too, being a 30-plus-year-old woman, because like after you hit 30, you're like, babies, I want babies. But it's like I do want to have a kid, and I do, like, in the right situation, I would want to have a child. But at the same time, I totally understand why I haven't wanted to have a kid up until like later in life. And then I also totally understand why a lot of people my age and like, the demographic crisis or whatever. It's just like you see where everything's headed, and you have experienced like just terrible thing after terrible thing after terrible thing, like, you know, like war, famine, and then climate issues, and like how it's getting worse and worse. It's like, why would you have a kid? Like, you know what I mean? So like I get why you wouldn't want to, and it is a very strain. It's very odd to me, like the mental gymnastics you have to go through as someone who's as intelligent and like brilliant as the Musks, and be like, oh yeah, we need to make more.
Well, okay, so the flip side of that is that the people that would probably spend so much time contemplating the circumstances of creating another life are often the ones, you know, they're on the complete other side of the scenario from the people that are just having as many kids as possible and have like this totally depraved outlook about creating life, you know,
Right.
which is the most troublesome part to me. Is like this guy Errol Musk is clearly thinks of procreating in a very depraved, bizarre way,
very
and then
disconnected from his own humanity, whatever.
Yeah, it's like a farm or something.
Seriously,
you know?
Yeah.
Do you think Elon Musk is going to be a good father to his other babies? That
he clearly hasn't been.
Yeah.
I mean, one of his eldest daughters has recently divorced him and doesn't want anything to do with him. I mean, he has a lot of kids already. He has like 8 kids or
9.
something.
Yeah. Well, he tweets every like week or whatever about how he likes having kids. Come on, he's a great dad. He said it's like the best thing.
That's what it takes, you know.
Yeah,
just tweet about it.
God, I hate him. I hate them so much. That whole family.
It's very terrible. Yeah, it's very. This adds a whole new level to it. I wish I could find some way to stop talking about Elon Musk, and now this one, Errol Musk. I don't know if that's his name. I hope it's not his name. That would make it even better.
Yeah, it's Daryl Musk. Daryl Musk would be a kick-ass.
It would.
He would have like way more cut off jean vests though.
Much easier to support morally. Daryl Musk.
Anybody named Daryl has to have cut off denim vests as a requirement.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Shout out Daryl.
Hell yeah, Daryl.
We really are doing great with the shout outs. You're right.
Well, speaking of cut off denim jackets, I wanted to bring up this man that's making waves on Facebook right now. His name is Kevin Kohinke. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. We did discuss this man in our group chat earlier this week before the show, and apparently his initials are KKK.
Triple K.
Which only adds to the lore. But this person is very fascinating because it kind of started with one picture. I don't remember which one it is now because he's having a moment, and it's specifically on Facebook, which is the fun part because this man Kevin posted some picture with a very boomery comment. The only one I can remember right now is like a picture of a big rig truck that's open in the back, and he's standing there taking a selfie, and he's like, that's what's wrong with this generation is they don't know how to do hard work. And he's posted a bunch of stuff like this, but one of them got shared around, ironically, like a lot. And I've found it fascinating because if you go back before that one that went viral, he doesn't have really any reach or anything going on, but all of a sudden he is continually not only like posting things that are going viral, but it seems like he knows it. You know, he's aware of the fact that he's having his moment.
He is having his moment, but is he? I haven't really been looking through I mean, I never look at comments on anything really or replies, but like, Good. Is he just sort of getting? Is this like a joke at his expense? All the shares he's getting, yeah. Or like is he cultivating like an actual? Okay.
I mean, the problem
I'm fine with that.
It's both. You know, whenever that starts to happen, it's both. If something goes viral, of course, both sides of it are gonna pick up on it. You know,
right? Because there's good people on both sides.
Oh, sure, yeah. He posted one that was particularly disgusting, where he was eating in a restaurant and decided to. Well, there's a lot of those which are disgusting for different reasons, but he decided to take a picture of someone else's table, somebody else's party, and just talk shit about the women at the table. So that's like, I think that we discuss, do we think this man is real, or is he, is it a shit poster in disguise? I do think it's actually a real guy that's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, because it feels mean-spirited.
Yeah,
but not in the same way that, like, not in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
His posts remind me a lot of that Truck Stop 52 or whatever that goes around. It's like the same kind of posting, but it's not ironic. It's just, that's just who he is.
Mm-hmm. He does be eating good though. Everything that he orders is definitely something I would order. Like, I'm looking at this steak with like tons of mushrooms, like loaded potato, and like a huge drink, which is like him supporting capitalism or whatever. But why is this shirt always like preemptively like unbuttoned? Like, he just knows that he's gonna get sweaty.
It's way too unbuttoned. It's way too unbuttoned.
Kevin cuts to the chase. Cuts spelled with a K. Chase also spelled like with a K.
4 or 5 buttons unbuttoned. Like, you can get away with like the 2 or 3, and it's kind of questionable. But like 4 or 5, like
that's hoe shit.
To the top of the belly is not.
Yeah, slutty, very slutty. But to add, yeah, I think he's serious. I think this guy is completely serious.
How do y'all foresee this playing out? I mean, do you think he's going to become the next
president?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
he could at least become the next Joe the plumber. You know, I think he's going to get invited. I think he's going to get some sort of a line to whoever's in the White House next.
Yeah,
they're going to bring him out for something, and then he's going to like embarrass them, the establishment, by taking off his shirt or whatever.
He will answer. He will ask a question at a town hall with 5 buttons unbuttoned.
Yeah,
presidential
one too many.
Candidate.
They didn't plan on 5.
You can't go on NBC with 5 buttons unbuttoned. Okay, it's just it's just right out.
Right, get thrown right off air.
I'm like scrolling through all the memes that he has. The weird.
Oh, he has memes. Wow,
he's posted weird racist memes. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
My parents spanked. Sorry. My parents spanked me as a child. As a result, I now suffer from a psychological condition known as respect for others, which is apparently what he was doing in that restaurant, and he does with all of his posts. Yeah, respect.
Definitely respecting the other patrons of the establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got an RFE for you, bud. How about a request for evidence?
What is that? Where does that come from?
Like I think it's a real legal term. I don't really know what it means.
All right, cool.
I'm requesting evidence from
paralegal over here or something. Esquire, Willow Washburn Esquire. I don't know. Is that a legal position, or is that just like I don't know what an esquire is.
I really know so little about the law. Maybe I shouldn't be criticizing Supreme Court justices quite as much, by which I mean threatening to murder them.
Well, I mean, if you were an esquire, it does actually mean a title appended to a lawyer's surname. So, okay, it wasn't that far off.
Nice,
right? Yeah, it's like an MD.
Yeah.
Or
imagine choosing to use esquire. Who the fuck does that? What's up? I'm Phil Buck, Esquire, MD.
I like that.
I'm a doctor and a lawyer.
I think.
I think an esquire, kind of like it's like a soft punctuation almost, you know, like an ellipsis, like three letters. You just sort of trail off.
Wow, just whisper it. Phil Buck, Esquire. What did you say? No, Esquire.
Oh, like you're a lawyer.
Right, yes, that's what that means. I forgot. I thought it was a magazine. Well, speaking of unbuttoning your shirt just a little bit too far, I don't know if y'all have heard this or seen this. Have you heard about this? Apparently, there is a game franchise called Bayonetta. I'm not familiar with it. I've never played it, but Bayonetta has a new game coming out. Bayonetta 3 is coming out later this year. And this time, the game will include a mode to censor quote unquote nudity. And it's in quotes because, as far as I can tell, the game doesn't actually have actual nudity. It's just that the main character is at times very scantily clad, as they say.
This game.
So they created a new mode called Naive Angel Mode. I love the name of that. And this is apparently so that I guess people on Twitter complained about if they played this game in their living room, that their mother or their wife or somebody would complain about the content of the way Bayonetta is clothed or lack thereof. So now you can play it in Naive Angel Mode in front of your grandmother or whoever else wants you to come normal and not come weird to video
or
games
not
in the
at
living
all.
room. Or not, yeah, exactly.
I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I guess it's good, but like, I don't know.
I mean, in practice, it seems good, but the motivations for having to create something like this are so sad.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, because like if this like makes it so that I'm thinking of like a really elaborate situation where you have like somebody in their early 20s who has like a younger sibling, and like this is their favorite game, and they look up to. Is her name Bayonetta? Anyway, like and they're like, I want to show you this game, but I can't because there's like so many tits. Like
there is a lot of tits.
Like weird ass cracks and stuff.
I'm trying to understand. I guess I just need to go check this game out to understand better what is like.
I will tell you, she's my my main for Smash.
Oh, okay, that's right. So she's in Smash Brothers.
It's unfair if you use her. It's unfair.
She's like a cheat character.
She's a real disruptor type.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I guess I can say I relate to this a little bit because sometimes when I'm going through the Switch online store, there's so many like weird like visual novels or whatever they call them that are just like anime sim dating games that it's like you're just scrolling through recent releases and there'll be like 3 to 5 games in a row that are just like the classic what to expect from anime girl type, and I'm just like
every week it's like a something that you've heard of, and then like a few indie things, and then like 17 visual novel, whatever they call those.
Yeah, so I'm like, don't stay on the game long enough that it starts animating the slideshow, because then it gets weirder. So I guess, I mean...
I love those games.
I mean, really?
I play tons of anime dating sims, yeah. I actually like really enjoy them.
I feel like this...
I need to know more about them.
Definitely came up once before, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Birdo was on, and like Birdo had a shirt, and we were talking about that specific dating sim. But yeah, no, I love the big titty anime girl dating sim. It's like my go-to if I'm going through a breakup. Like it makes me feel like, sometimes they'll be like, "Have you eaten?" And I'm like, "I haven't eaten. Thank you for reminding me."
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty anime lady.
I want to try one now. I mean,
Okay, I've got a couple that I can give you. I'll give you a list.
Send them my way.
Okay.
I won't play them on the Switch. That's the thing. It's just that's the difference. Is like play them not in your living room if it makes you feel weird.
Right.
You shouldn't feel. I don't feel like people should feel weird.
Imagine if you could take the Switch and like not put it on the TV. Can you imagine if you could do that? That'd be crazy.
I love how you have
That'd be like
the Switch
best.
in the background, just like chilling as an example to the viewers and listeners.
Yeah. If only.
Imagine.
You could. There.
Imagine. Well, I just wanted to ask you this because it's getting close to the end of the show. I don't have a transition. I don't care. I'm just going to ask.
Phil's given up. It's over.
No, sometimes it's good to just confront the subject change head on rather than try to make it weird.
Jump cut.
So, have y'all heard about group chats? I heard there's this Nintendo Switch game called Group Chats. See, that's what would have happened. But I'm going to just go straight into. I want to know, how do y'all feel about group chats? And more specifically, do you feel like it's okay that somebody would just add you to one without asking?
It's a great question. That has happened to me. My feelings about group chats are complicated, but that hasn't happened to me for quite some time. I feel like we all collectively at least gave off the vibe that wasn't the way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To just get invited to a group chat without your consent.
I also need context, right? Like who's in the group chat, like what kinds of things are we talking about? Why me? But then also, no matter what, I'm gonna mute it. Like no matter what. Right. I'm not a group chat person really, and I think you two kind of know that. Like I'll pop in, but like generally speaking, I'm just not like a group chat person.
Sure.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I'm only in 2 group chats, and the one is for the show, and I think we do use it for a lot of stuff beyond the show, but it is primarily made to curate and cultivate the show. And there's another one that I've actually left and joined several times because group chats, and they fuck with my brain, man. I don't like them, it gets weird.
Yeah, for me, because I start as you all may have noticed a couple times, I've definitely confused. I have 2 group chats as well. This one and the one for the Succ and the one for my band. And I've definitely gone. I can't tell them apart, despite the fact that there are many things to differentiate them. Yeah, exactly.
Those are great moments, though. The oops wrong chat can be a nice moment sometimes.
Absolutely, I think it's usually funny.
It's actually a great way.
Yeah, luckily it's 2 similar vibes too, right. So that works. If you had like a really serious like a group mourning group chat. This is where we remember such and such, the person we all know.
Sorry, I meant this for the funeral group chat that I'm in.
Yeah, I don't know. I brought it up because it was literally just moments before we were getting ready to record tonight. I don't want to like cast aspersions when I describe this, but I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. But somebody, added me to a group chat without, and not even somebody I ever really even talked to. And I even had to like ask the group, like who just added me to this group? And it's even weird when you get a request. It's not a request, or it's like Willow said, an invite. It's not even like that. It's just all of a sudden the way they work in all the meta platforms is all of a sudden now you're just in this fucking group, right? Like
it's like you're like a me on the going back to Nintendo for a second, on the like the me sort of lobby area where they're all milling about, and then you just pick them up. Like it's like you're being picked up and you're being placed into this group chat.
Yeah, which is really disturbing, like because everybody has nicknames and shit already, so you don't know who the fuck they are. And like when I got added to this group, like I say, I was gonna say like when I accepted or whatever, that's not how it works. It just shows up in my chat all of a sudden. Now I'm in this group chat, and one of the first things that it tells me is so and so is in this group that you've blocked. So if you join this group, you'll be able to see each other. And I'm like, what the fuck am I getting added to group chats with people that I blocked? Like, fuck this.
That's happened to me before. Now that I think about it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. But was it someone you knew and was friends with added you to a group chat?
I'm kind of in that Matt Moyer world, or at least at one point I was, where I just accepted lots and all friend requests, and
I don't know how
now I'm kind of on the polar opposite.
Yeah, God bless you.
I don't. But there was a time when I saw people like Matt and I'll give shout outs to some other people like Steely Dan, RIP. I'm trying to think of these people that use their profiles to, that's like their page or whatever, that's like their. And so I thought, oh, I want to do that. I definitely regret that. I definitely wish I had never done that. But there's a lot of people from like meme groups and shit. Just weird connections that I tried to go through and filter them out. I can't even figure out who on my friends list I should get rid of anymore.
Yeah.
So I gave up on that. But yeah, this was a guy who.
That's why you just got to start a new profile. That's the way to go.
Scorched earth.
When you did that just for your name, I thought, man, that's a great way to go. I really want to do that. But I can't. I have too many things attached to my profile. Right. I have like 57 pages and weird situations like that.
Exactly. Yeah. As I realize every day, I'm like, oh, that's not a group I can post in anymore.
Exactly.
Figure out how to get back into it.
Well, when my online mental health gets down to its worst, I'll deactivate. And when I finally come back, I'll realize like, oh, these 10 pages, you're the only admin on them. So now they've all been unpublished. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
and that's not even counting all the personal things. I probably have, thousands of pictures that are the only place they're stored right now was on Facebook. I mean, like probably 3 or 4 years ago, I got a Google photo account. And so everything from 3 or 4 years is stored there. But going back like 10 years, excuse me, there's stuff that's probably only on Facebook. So I'm afraid to deactivate.
Yeah. And that's understandable. But what here? I think we've got the plot for the Succ movie that we do. That we have to do.
That we've definitely planned and talked about before.
Yeah, absolutely. We said by episode 67, by God, we'll be announcing the release of the Succ movie coming to movie theaters.
It'll be like Community. We'll be like 99 episodes in a movie.
Yeah, 90. Yeah, exactly. So we have about 30 episodes to make it. Yeah, but the plot of the film is we are heading to Facebook headquarters so that we can get all of Phil's photos back, so that he can create a new account and leave the old one in the dust.
Nice, I love it. I've tried to do that thing where they're like download all your data, but then they're like, oh, it's going to take 2 days. And then like by the time 2 days go by, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I love Facebook. People, I'm getting all these reactions and shit, and
I'm getting all these reacts. Oh,
yeah. I don't know what I would do without my react.
I know.
Would you, Knives McGee? Would you deactivate when you're getting 1,000 shares on your Metalhead post? You probably wouldn't feel like it at that time.
I don't know.
You might.
Sometimes I wonder. So sometimes it gets too much. I'm like, why do I give a fuck about any of this shit? And I just want to set my computer on fire. But I don't. Exactly. But then I'm just like, I'm like, haha, Claire's or like fleshlights, and then just where else am I gonna where am I going to put those thoughts? They can't just stay in here. They have to go somewhere.
Right.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah. No. Twitter has become a purging space, I think, for many of us.
Absolutely.
And that's
shout out to you, Willow, for being able to. You have a lot of you have a ton of content that's only on Twitter. I've noticed when I don't go to Twitter much, but when I do, it's mostly y'all that I see, and I'm like, wow, Willow really actually posts a lot of stuff that she does not post on Facebook, and I think that's commendable. That's pretty hard to do.
Thank you. I'm just basically I'm not posting on Facebook, which is, I guess it's maybe a problem or maybe not. Well, I don't know. Like Twitter just seems like the right place for me now. I think more because I've just become increasingly unhinged over the last
understandable
year.
Understandable. I don't trust this guy as far as I can fuck him. I want that on a shirt. But you're using Twitter right. It's supposed to be like that's how you do Twitter. And you have to like post like a bunch of times a day. Like I feel like that's just like the normal way to utilize Twitter.
I never feel like I'm posting enough.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a problem. No one should feel like that. Everybody, you're posting enough, I promise. And so am I.
Well, so many people I know that are good posters that use Twitter and Facebook. They just literally post the same shit in both places, and
that's me.
I'll give another
Which
shout
is
out,
great, because you should give people more chances to see it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I don't know if I agree,
that.
to be honest.
Well, I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry that you have to read my posts twice.
You should be. I mean, I put in a lot of emotional labor
to read my posts.
I pushed the
then you
goddamn heart button so many times. You know how hard it is to hit the heart on Twitter? It drives me fucking crazy. I try to hit the heart, and then your tweet gets big, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking see it bigger. I'm trying to heart it. I have these fucking fat fingers. They don't work on Twitter for some reason.
Aw.
Makes me so mad.
Sorry, Phil.
Anyway, I was just joking. I'm not mad at you.
Okay, thank you. Because I was going to ask as soon as the podcast was over, I was going to be like, Phil, are you actually mad at me?
I was hoping we could start this episode by asking each other if we were mad at each other, but
Willow, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. Phil,
are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad. Now I feel like everybody's mad at me because you're asking me.
I'm never mad at you.
We're not mad at you.
I'm not.
I couldn't ever be mad at either of you.
I could, yeah, likewise.
Thank you.
I will say this will be funny for the subject. There was one episode where, for some reason, the Zencaster thing was like not letting my audio through to Willow, but everyone else could hear me, and she was talking over me at certain points. And Justine was like, "Willow, can you hear Phil?"
Oh, that was me.
And she was like, "What? No."
Yeah.
Oh, it was actually.
It was just like so. It's okay. It was just we're two bisexual women. It's easy to get us mixed up.
Yeah, y'all look alike.
We look and sound exactly the same. So
I just have a bad memory.
It's okay. I don't care. But
I'm not mad at you.
Are you? But yeah, it's just really unlike Willow.
Are you mad at me now because I said that?
No. Wait, what?
I'm just kidding. I was trying to keep the joke.
Okay.
But please continue.
No, it's just really unlike Willow to like ever talk over anybody, and like Willow was like repeatedly talking over you, and I was just like, something's going on here. That's not.
I was really scared Willow was mad at me for some reason at that. on that episode, I was like, did I do something?
Wasn't mad. And no, I'm not mad at you, Ash.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I guess that should be the name of the episode. Episode 47. Are you mad at me?
Yeah. Are you mad at us?
Are you mad at us?
Get in the group. Get in the Facebook group. Tell us.
There you go. I guess that's a great way to wrap up episode 47 of the Succ. And like Willow said, please join our Facebook group as well as our Patreon. We have a Patreon, and then that'll give you access to our Discord. And hey, you know what? That reminded me. We did say that this week was when we're actually going to be announcing the format change of our podcast. So we're just going to let y'all know that because life is busy and we also want to be able to create bonus content, we're going to switch our format to a new episode every other week for free, just like always. And then if we have an episode in between, it'll be on our Patreon as a bonus episode. And this is going to work great because we found lately, some weeks we can't, even with as many hosts as we have, we can't get a show recorded, but sometimes we can. And we want to make it special, you know. We want it to be like the reason Vabbing works. You know, it was recorded at the right time, and you dipped your fingers into the Patreon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, how's he going to deliver this? This is a long. That was a long walk, buddy.
Lost it, yeah.
Great. I can hear the music. It's great. We're in it now.
All right.